What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing how to buy Monero and what exactly is Monero. So we're going to first start off with what is Monero. If you're coming to this video, you might already know what Monero is. But just to make sure, Monero is a private cryptocurrency that is fast, that is cheap to use, and that is decentralized with CPU only mining. That means no GPUs, no ASICs, which is specialized hardware, like Bitcoin, where you see the big Bitcoin mining facilities and whatnot. Monero chose to prefer normal people, to have home computers that they can mine Monero on versus large companies, making it more decentralized. And Monero is focused mainly on privacy. So there are ring signatures, there are bulletproofs, there are other things that make this coin private, right? And we won't dive into that in this video, but just so you're aware, the IRS has put a bounty on Monero previously and has stated that they cannot trace Monero alongside tracing companies like Chainalysis. And the video will be linked in the description citing the source. It was a leaked video of an employee saying that Monero is pretty cool and that it is better than Bitcoin. What makes Monero different than Bitcoin or these other cryptocurrencies, right? I thought other cryptocurrencies were private. So that's what we were all told. That's what I believed when I first got into crypto. I originally bought Ethereum, I bought SHIB, I bought Bitcoin, I bought some other different coins. And I was told they were completely anonymous, that the government wouldn't know. I was told by Russell Brand and all these like freedom people on YouTube. And I eventually found out by transacting with somebody in person. I was selling an Oculus Quest for Cardano, another cryptocurrency. And once he had sent me the Cardano, it was in LA Fitness, he was gone. I was in the bathroom and I was like, I was just curious. I was tapping it. I was like, oh my, I can see this guy's balance. This guy has $200,000 of Cardano. And if I was a bad person, what I would do is I would absolutely, because you wanted me to essentially pay him under the table for Cardano with cash if I ever wanted to. And if I was a bad person, I could $5 wrench attack him for that Cardano. And that was one of the key pivotal moments of my crypto journey where I'm like, maybe privacy matters. And then I started digging into it and I'm like, this Monero thing seems kind of cool. And then I was like, oh my God, everything's in a public blockchain, public ledger, like everybody can see everything. It's like a public bank account. So that really is what the difference of Bitcoin and Monero is that Monero is like a Swiss bank account and Monero or Bitcoin is like a public bank account. So the moment you transact with somebody with Bitcoin, they can see your entire balance history, transactions, what you've been buying, who you've been buying from, and like I previously said, a public bank account. And not only is it that, but Bitcoin is super expensive and takes hours to send. So if you send somebody couple $100 on Bitcoin, it's going to cost you anywhere from $1 to $10. It can be beyond that too, and the network's congested. And not only that, that is on the short side. You don't want to pay a big fee. If you want to pay a big fee, it's obviously going to be more, but it's very slow. It took me 3 to 4 hours to transfer $300 last week, and to me that was insane. I've never experienced anything like that with Monero, because when I'm sent Monero, it's instant. It pops up my wallet instantly, and then I give the service what I need to perform instantly, because I'm like, it's in my wallet. I've never had a Monero transaction fail. In my years and years of being in Monero, never once have I had a transaction fail. We got Goblin Card, who accepts Monero at 0 confirmations. We have a few swap providers that are now going to implement that after getting some backlash. Because a lot of these businesses have long confirmation times, and there's no need for that. So what Visa and MasterCard do is you tap to pay, the money goes to your balance, right? But sometimes you can't spend that money. Sometimes it takes 3 to 5 days for the business or the corporation. Um, and so with Monero, it's just 20 minutes until you can spend that money versus 3 to 5 days with the traditional banking system. And on top of that, 3 to 5 days, they also take a fee, which also makes your items more expensive if you're not a business. So those are some of the most key pivotal differences between Bitcoin and Monero. We won't get too technical on this channel because frankly, I don't think the audience really cares, and nor do I about the technicals, right? If you're like me, we care, hey, does it work? Has it been tested? And to answer both of these questions, yes. And now if you want to go crazy and you want to research, you have AI you could use. You could go to getmonero.org, which is going to be a more, what you can say, a way for nerds to understand the coin and fully, whatever. So, how to buy Monero. So, in the United States, there are only 2 exchanges where you can buy Monero. It's going to be Kraken and it's going to be UEX. And UEX is often the one that doesn't get talked about. Most of the Monero bros don't follow them on Twitter. Nobody recommends them. And yet, they listed Monero back in December of 2025. They are pretty KYC extensive as they are regulated and they have a lot of money. And they are founded in Wyoming, one of the new crypto capitals of the world. So, I made an account and I was like, this UI is beautiful. And I'm like, oh, it kind of looks like XMR.Hub, my project. And this is a good ad, essentially, because it's my project. And the project does make money if you swap on there to swap on XMR.Hub.org, swap tab. Good rates, AML insured, really fast. And you get to support the channel, the project. And if you like these videos, you like me spreading Monero, it helps too. You know what also helps? Pressing that like button, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, XMR Scott and XMR Void. Back to the video. So with UEX, you can do Apple Pay, you can do Venmo, you can do bank transfer, you can do credit cards, which I don't believe with Kraken you can do credit cards, so that's already one up on Kraken. Now it's going to be a little bit more of a fee versus Kraken Pro. So Kraken Pro was basically next to no fees, and the reason why I am going to poo-poo Kraken a little bit more is because recently they came out and they essentially put bigger limits on Monero in order to stay compliant. So there is now a limit to what you can deposit of Monero on there, a limit to what you can withdraw of Monero from the exchange, which really limits the amount you can buy. And that doesn't sit right with me. So we will dive into a way to get around that too, right? There's always ways to get around it. And before you ask, yes, Monero is legal in the United States. Monero is not illegal anywhere. And it's also unenforceable, which is why it's not illegal too. And it can never be illegal. How are you going to enforce a ban on a private cryptocurrency? The short answer is you can't. What are they going to do? Can they see into the void and quantum? Monero is about to be quantum resistant. I have quantum resistant privacy with FCMP++ that is going to ship this year. So there's no supercomputer that can like somehow de-anonymize and somehow you were found out and that's not an issue. So UEX is a very solid option if you live in the United States and you want to buy Monero. If you want to live in the United States, you could also use Kraken. I've used it for years, probably since early 2025, just buying Monero. And it was really good, and I don't think I might use it anymore. I guess for like little small purchases of Monero here and there, yeah. But any big purchase will most likely be through UEX now because they don't really have that limiting factor like Kraken does. And the link will be in the description below for both Kraken and UEX. And If you're global, if you're in Europe, you could use Whitebit. Also, link in the description. It's one of the only exchanges in Europe apart from DFX. You can buy Monero, I think it's $800 or $900, KYC free. So those are your two options in Europe. It's Whitebit and DFX. Now, if you're anywhere else in the globe, you could use MEXC, you could use KuCoin, you could use HTX. I will have a link in the description for internationals. I've covered Europe, US, international so far. You can also check out XMR.Hub.org by tab. We have a lot of exchanges there, and we will continue to add some onto the directory also. And now, if you still don't have Monero on an exchange in your country, okay, you're just struggling to get it, you want something easy and fast. The easiest and fastest way to get Monero is to buy any other coin. You might be asking, in order to get Monero, I have to buy another coin? What is this guy talking about right here? Does he know does he understand what I want Monero in my wallet? Yes. As weird as it sounds, for an example, I want to trade this thing for this thing. So this is going to be the Bitcoin or other coin you buy. And you're going to be trading it for Monero. And so it's going to be a swap. And that leads into the next way to buy Monero, swapping. Now, you can buy Bitcoin on Cash App, you can buy cryptocurrency on Venmo, you can buy it basically anywhere, Coinbase, Gemini, endless exchange. You can just search buy crypto. You can do it on MoonPay. Doesn't matter. All you have to do is just buy Bitcoin or Litecoin, send it to a wallet. Now, what I would recommend is Unstoppable Wallet. It's very clean, easy, and fast to set up. So you buy that Bitcoin or Litecoin, Ethereum, whatever coin of choice, and you withdraw it to that Unstoppable Wallet. And now you can swap in app, click the swap button, and then you can choose, I want to trade Bitcoin or whatever coin for Monero. So the coin you have bought is going to be up here, and you're trading that for Monero. And when you click that swap on Unstoppable Wallet, once it is completed, you will have Monero in your wallet, and you're all good. Now, this is how to get around the Kraken. So you can buy hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Litecoin or Bitcoin, and you can just swap for Monero. Now, I will warn you, do not swap the whole thing in one go if it's a large amount. Just break it down. Just break it up into a couple, because really, like, we want to make sure that nothing happens to our money. Okay, and even if it's a very low, next to 0% chance, we want to make sure it's a 0% chance. So what we are going to do is we're going to break down the swaps. Right, let's say you have $100,000. What I personally would do is I would do 20,000, I'd do another 20,000, and I'd probably do it 5 times, just to make sure. Just so my mind is at ease, and I don't want to swap the entire thing. Listen, I've used these services and products, and I know people. And if you use XMR.Hub.org swap tab, you ever have an issue, I'm right there. You can message me on Telegram, you can message me on Twitter. We've had some issues where people have unknowingly sent dirty coins, and we got those essentially pushed through anyways, and they got their coins, they got their Monero. And then we do not condone any illegal thing. If you're going to send dirty coins, don't. Legal disclaimer, don't be bad. Anyways, so that is basically how anybody in the world can get Monero. You just buy a coin, any coin on any exchange, and then you just trade it for Monero and you use Unstoppable Wallet. And there are a list of other providers. You could use Trocador, you could use XMR.Hub.org swaps, you can use QuickX. And once again, all the links for this video will be in the description at the very top. And I will warn you that they will be affiliate links, some of them. And that does help the channel, that does help XMR.Hub.org and its projects. So if you like the video, please use the affiliate links below. We will get a small fee. And it does not cost you anything extra. It is free. And I believe that those are really the only really ways you can get Monero. Once you buy Monero, if you want to spend it, you want to jump into the ecosystem, you can go to XMR.Hub.org. We have a directory. We have XMR.Eco. It's ecosystem simplified. But the directory will have a lot of places you can spend. And if you have any questions about Monero, you can join our Telegram group chat, 1,400 members and growing, Monero Society. I have a link in the description below too. Here's some frequently asked questions. Mav, can I get into any legal trouble with Monero? And the short answer is no. You can get in legal trouble for evading taxes, for doing illegal things. And we don't condone that. Personally, I think of Monero as the next global currency. I think of it as digital cash. So once again, whatever you do with cash, anonymous, nobody knows. Like when you withdraw cash from a bank, just like when you get Monero off of an exchange, it's like cash. No one knows what you do with it. So it is solely up to you. And I do not condone anything illegal, any tax evasion, any fraud, you can't commit fraud with Monero unless you're stealing people. But I don't condone anything illegal with doing with Monero. Just like I don't condone anything illegal with cash. Legal disclaimer. Now, the best rates, you can go Trocador or XMR.Hub swaps. And personally, XMR Hub swaps are going to be the quickest swaps. Not only that, but AML insured. And Trocador is going to take you a few hours. So it really just depends on how fast you want your coins. And do you want to help support the project and help it grow and whatnot? You are not paying anything extra, and it is fast, really good rates because we're sourcing all of the different centralized exchanges, and your phones will never be frozen. So why is Monero delisted everywhere? Why is Monero not on any exchanges? Monero is delisted because it works. And that's the best explanation. It's because it's private. And they don't want you having a private currency that they cannot control, they can't inflate, they can't seize, they can't trace. That freaks the hell out of a lot of government officials all around the world. So they want control over your money, which is yours. Okay, let's get that out of the way. The government has no right to spy on your financial information, to tell you how much you can spend, how much you can earn, to forcibly take your money from you. That's a fundamental human right that they are stomping on. And Monero, just like cash, just like gold, fits that mold, and they don't like it. That's why they're phasing out cash too, and we're going to a cashless society. But now we have digital cash. So that is a video. If you guys liked it, you got any solid value from it, please press the like button, press a comment, it helps boost in the algorithm. Once again, head over to XMR.Hub.org. We have swaps, we have a directory. We now have a forum that recently launched. It's still in a rough state right now. We have a meme tab. There's over 300 memes and propaganda of Monero. Check it out. We have a social tab if you want to follow some top people in the space, join some group chats, and connect with the community. We also have a shop tab. If you want to buy some Monero merch, some cool merch, help support the channel, be amazing, and the project. So yeah, check out XMR.Hub.org. Follow me on Twitter, XMRVoid, and XMRScott. Join our Telegram group chat. 1,400 members and growing. We'd love to have you in there. Check out XMRMap.org. Monero accepting businesses near you. And get listed if you're a business accepting Monero. All you have to do is just download a wallet and click receive on your phone. That's all you have to do to accept Monero. So, until the next video. This is Mav the next morning editing the video. Follow my Telegram channel and also follow my TikTok. I just started posting TikToks recently to try and onboard the normies. Yeah, until the next video, Mav out.